In this video, I'm going to show you how to make delicious apple cider cake. Hi there, foodie friends. My name is Carly and welcome to my channel, Adventures in Yum. Before we get into today's video, I have a passion for learning about creating and trying new foods, drinks, and especially desserts. If you want to join me on my yummy adventures, then please make sure to hit subscribe and turn on notifications so that you'll know when I upload new videos every week. And now, let's dive into today's video. Fall is less than a couple weeks away, and one of my favorite things about fall is apple season. That's why today I'm sharing my tasty apple cider cake recipe that I especially love to use for layered cakes and cupcakes. Do you like apple cider? Let me know in the comments below. As a kid, I didn't like it at all, but I realized as I got older that I didn't like hot apple cider. Now I absolutely love having a glass of cold, crisp, and refreshing apple cider on a nice fall day. We're starting by adding 8 cups or a half gallon or 1,893 milliliters of apple cider to a large pot and bringing that to a boil on the stove. Once it's boiling, reduce the heat and let it simmer over medium heat until you have about 2 to 2.5 cups or 473 to 591 milliliters of reduced apple cider. This process typically takes somewhere between 45 minutes to 1 hour. Once it's done, let it cool and transfer it to an airtight container and store in the refrigerator to cool completely until you're ready to make your cake. The amount here is enough to make 2 batches of cake batter, so for this recipe you'll only need 1 cup or 273 milliliters of reduced or concentrated apple cider. To start our cake batter, we're sifting 2 cups or 280 grams of all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, half teaspoon of baking powder, half teaspoon of salt, and 1 tablespoon of apple cider drink mix in a mixing bowl. Give the dry ingredients a quick whisk and then set them aside. Next, to a separate large mixing bowl, we're adding 1 1/3 cup or 267 grams of granulated sugar and 3 room temperature eggs into a separate large mixing bowl. We're using either a stand mixer or a hand mixer to mix on a medium-high or high speed until the ingredients slightly lighten in color, which will take approximately 3 to 4 minutes. Now we're adding 1 cup or 208 grams of mayonnaise and mixing on medium-high speed until well combined, about 1 to 2 minutes. Next, we're adding 1/3 of the dry ingredients and 1/3 cup or 79 milliliters of reduced apple cider to the wet ingredients and mixing until just combined. Do not overmix. Repeat this process until all of the dry ingredients, wet ingredients, and reduced apple cider are just combined. Remember that for this recipe, we're using a total of 1 cup or 237 milliliters of concentrated apple cider. Add the cake batter to your desired cake or cupcake pans. Here I weighed out and evenly divided the batter between 3 greased and floured cake pans. I highly recommend adding a parchment paper circle to the bottom of the cake pans. I forgot to add them here, but like I said, I would certainly recommend using them for this type of cake. Before we finish this apple cider cake, if you're getting value out of this video, then please make sure to hit that like button, click subscribe, and ring that bell to be notified about my latest video. Baking times will obviously vary depending on what you're making and your oven. I baked these 8-inch cakes at 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 177 degrees Celsius for approximately 30 to 35 minutes or until the cake testers came out clean. Using another batch of apple cider cake batter, I also made some cupcakes, both regular and mini sizes. The regular size cupcakes baked for approximately 20 to 25 minutes, while the mini cupcakes baked for approximately 12 to 14 minutes. Once they're done baking, remove the pans from the oven and let the cake and cupcakes slightly cool in the pans for about 10 minutes. Next, remove the cake and cupcakes from the pans to let them completely cool on a wire rack or baking sheet. Store the cake and cupcakes in an airtight container in the refrigerator until you're ready to assemble them. Make sure that they are completely chilled before cutting or trimming them because chilled cake cuts cleanly. You want to fill the cupcake liners about 2/3 full of cake batter or so. These ones I actually accidentally filled them a little bit too much. So to fix this, to separate them from the sides of the cupcake pan, I just ran a plastic knife along the side between the cupcake liner and the pan, and then they popped right out. With these cupcakes, I made some scrumptious caramel apple pie cupcakes. Make sure to check back soon to see what I do with the 8-inch cake layers. You can also find this recipe on my website, adventuresinyum.net, and the link for that is in the description below. If you're interested in checking out some of the products that I used in this video, please make sure to check out the video description below for their Amazon links. Thank you so much for joining me today, foodie friends. I'll see you next time for another yummy adventure.